There we go. Excellent. Hello, everybody. All right. So it's now, do I have a
6:42.
42? We're going to call this meeting to order. I'm so sorry for the delay. I'm not going to worry about roll call. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of June 13th?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor of approving the minutes June 13th, 2022, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Opposed? Abstentions? All right. How many of them? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. All right. Quickly, let's go right to communications. Which I just heard from Tabitha Larkin, who said that Tabitha Harkin, that she is going to have to step away from our committee for a little while because she's still doing 2 jobs. And she certainly is available to us if we need her, but she won't be attending meetings until something changes in her life. I have an announcement from the Groton Pollinator Pathway group that just started. So you guys can't really read this, but I can send it to you if you're interested. I will pass it around. It's on this Thursday, July 14th. There's going to be a talk at the Groton Public Library on rain gardens in Connecticut. Well, rain gardens in general. And then we're actually going to plant a rain garden between the, you know, where there's a roller skating rink there next to the Groton Senior Center. In the library. Yes, we are planting one from 4 to 6:30 on Thursday, July 14th, after the talk, which is from 3 to 4 at the Groton Public Library. So I'm just announcing that. Anybody who would like to come, you're welcome. Show up with a shovel and some gardening gloves. Okay. And then just in general communication, I was looking for something today, and I couldn't find it, and it was because it was at the very bottom of an email. So if I would want everybody to not reply all. Reply all. If I send you something and we're having a conversation, that's great. If you get an agenda and then you want to respond to the group, start a new email, okay? And you can cut and paste the people that you want to send it to. But they're getting a lot of email trained, and that's also going to Lisa Hilton and John Burt, who are also on that email train. And I just would like to stop that in its tracks if we can. Does anybody else have any communication? Nada? Okay, then let's move right on to unfinished business. And the first thing on unfinished business is murals. And I'm going to let Bruce introduce his wonderful guest.
This is Rachel Miller. And I invited her to come. We're talking about the mural over by the Stop and Shop, that entrance over there, and that big gray wall as you go into the entrance from Route 12. That's what we're working on. And the other thing that I've had occur is I was supposed to hear back from CVS on doing their building. They haven't done that. And I can't get a hold of the manager over there to run some interference for me.
You wrote it. You wrote a letter, though, correct?
I did. They have all the information. I was
Right.
supposed to hear from some gal named Erica,
Okay.
who has apparently disappeared into the ether.
Uh-huh.
So I'll have to follow up on that again. I also had a conversation with Kevin Fauci.
Yes, that's you. Yeah.
He seems to think he's got all the time in the world to put something together for us. I told that was not the case.
Okay.
And to get back with me with some ideas, I gave him some ideas because
Okay.
he had given us a picture I thought that was rather incomplete. Be easy to put together. I mean, actually what he wanted to do was okay if it had other elements in it.
Right.
So
I agree.
I'm waiting to hear from Kevin.
Okay.
And I'm going to try this week to get down to the sculpture garden down in Old Line.
Okay.
Talked to the guy down there who I have introduction to. See if we can put some sculptures around, particularly the big wide plaza.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Maybe we could do a rain garden with a sculpture in it.
Well, that'd be fun.
I mean, we just use that. It's
The pollinator
Yeah,
garden.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with murals, but right now, our main interest is this young lady right here. She has agreed to put together some sketches for us, and I thought it would be all of note if everybody had a chance to review some of this,
Lovely.
as opposed to just me doing it.
Okay, lovely.
Welcome,
Rachel.
Thank you. So we had met a couple weeks ago and we kind of looked at a bunch of my sketches that were inspired from a few ideas that Bruce gave me. And we narrowed it down to 2 very different ideas.
Okay.
So in theory, there should be a little something for anyone and then kind of go from there. But I also just want to point out that these are all like, this is done in kind of a proposal style, so not as polished as
Of course.
finished pieces.
Yeah.
Kind of get the ball rolling.
Of course.
So one of my ideas was inspired by, I saw the new Explore More Groton signs that you guys
Mhm.
put up. So I was looking at kind of putting some images together of some places that you can explore around Groton and some pretty pictures. So that's this image here. So if
Okay.
you're kind of looking around, there's Haley Farm, Mystic, or the Groton side of Mystic,
Uh-huh.
both seen.
Uh-huh.
Bluffs Point, there's like a dog walker.
Uh-huh.
Branford Mansion, and this would be like a Navy homecoming.
Uh-huh.
So that gives you a general
Uh-huh.
idea,
Uh-huh.
like I
Uh-huh.
said, kind of a rough idea. And then the other idea, Bruce was thinking something like colorful and abstract, and you're talking about all of the nautical and whaling history in Groton. So this is kind of an abstract take on like a hidden image of a whale and a ship, and bright and colorful and kind of a idea where it's an image kind of seen
Okay.
but unseen.
So one more
Now, those are
abstract.
2 different images, aren't they?
Yes, so these would be completely separate.
Yeah,
They're just,
yeah, yeah.
Now, the bottom part of it, is that part of is the top and the bottom, are they one image, Rachel?
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all one image. Yeah.
Okay.
So like, it's like a little horizon scene.
Okay,
The
okay,
whale,
I
and the whaling ship.
Now, that wall is like, I don't know how long it is, I forgot what we measured it at, but that would be stretched out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, so
originally you gave,
it would look pretty good in a more elongated fashion.
Yeah.
Either one, I think, really. You could take some of these images right here, for instance, instead of combining them, boom, 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 you could like put them kind of right next to each other, section them, in other words.
yeah, we could do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And the same with this. Am I looking at this
No,
right?
just
turn it, yeah.
Yeah. 2 options, 1 can't.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bruce, can you
I
face the,
Yeah, I don't know how
Sorry.
perfect.
That's gonna be
This
hard,
is,
yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to see too much there. Maybe
I
that.
think so. This is one of the abstract images I suggested that Rachel put together. I didn't design this, I just asked her to do
Right.
something. This is really pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just half of this thing is pretty cool. She's thinking of both of these. This is that long wall that's outside of Stop and Shop on Route 12 going in there. So that's one idea. Here's the other idea, and that's to take some things that are representative of the town. Like here's a ship in a dock. These are just rough.
Yeah.
sketches,
yeah,
right?
just,
Okay.
kind of
There's the
follow.
Bradford Manor.
A Navy homecoming.
Plus Point, I think you said.
Yeah.
Walking the
Farm.
dog.
Yes. And
So-
those images can also be changed if you guys think there's more specific places or images that represent the town, but just that idea in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if we decided on something that was like the one on the bottom, this one,
Okay.
this one. If we decided on something like that, we'd want something that was really like kind of a photo ready kind of deal to go forward, you know, as opposed to something rough like this, that's all.
Right, yes, but of course you.
But I
can't-
wanted
you can't- yeah,
everybody to see this.
Yeah.
You know, see what this process involves.
So you're not
Have
supposed to
chance to-
spend 20
Right,
hours
right,
on it.
yeah, that's
You know,
what
you
you
should
generally
just run it
do.
out,
Yeah.
yeah.
I also have on that bottom one, I have some paintings that I've just done in like my past work history
Uh-huh.
that would be very close to like a photo finish idea that you guys could see as well.
Yeah, if you, we would love, so are these things that you have made, do you think for murals, or do you also do paint individual things?
Yeah, so I do a little bit of both. I do commission-based pieces for photo-based stuff.
Uh-huh.
My thing is live wedding painting, so a little bit different. But I've also done a number of murals around here. Someone in the group, I'm not sure, I don't know who found me, but I painted a mural at the Diddy Bag in Mystic that
Yeah.
just opened. So
Yeah.
someone got in touch.
That was Elaine, wasn't it? Didn't you give us Rachel's name from the
Yes.
Diddy Bag? From the Diddy Bag?
Yes.
Thanks,
Okay.
Elaine.
Yay.
Yeah, so thank you, yeah.
Mystery is solved.
So yeah, I've done a few murals and then go.
Okay, awesome, lovely, lovely.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to narrow what choice you want to go forward, or I don't know if Bruce wants to take the lead going on from here.
Do you do it all by yourself?
I
Or
do,
do you,
yeah.
okay, did you project it, or
No, I
No.
don't freehand it.
you can it?
Yep.
All right,
What would be the length of time to do something like that?
I would say from start to finish, I would say within 2 weeks, but my personal goal would be 10 days, and then I would have a buffer of a few days.
yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
very
Okay.
quickly.
And what about your, like, is there a season? Do you paint
Yeah,
through?
like when would I be available?
Yes.
So yeah, Bruce and I were talking about this a little bit. He was thinking, sooner rather than later. I do have, I was looking at the calendar. I do have a couple weeks, but they're coming up close.
Yeah.
But I could start, I'm looking at like the 24th, which is of this month, which is a Sunday. So that would be aiming to finish that by the August 7th. So that's the 2 weeks, but potentially shorter than that.
And do we have approval yet on this piece of on Route 12?
Mhm.
We do. That's,
I have tentative approval.
okay, okay.
Yeah. And he's rather excited about it, in fact. I haven't gotten back to him because, number one, I don't have the contracts back from the town yet.
And
You know?
John Burt just left, okay. Oh, okay,
That should not be a problem. I did them all for him. All I
Yeah.
have to do is just like, okay. Yeah, and the next step is to put something together with Rachel and get it going. Simple as that.
okay,
Now, my personal preference is, to be honest with you, I like the abstract stuff on that wall particularly, because it would really stand out. And I like half of that abstract, but I mean, that, I'm talking as an artist to an artist, that just grabs me. I like that. I like it pretty well.
I'm still, is this the building that the man owns, kind of like pickpockets there?
You know where,
Yeah.
the Gulf Station is?
Yeah.
Yes,
It's on the back side of that wall, so as you drive up the driveway to go into the parking lot, there's like Panera Bread on the left,
Yeah,
for instance.
yeah.
And you just glance off to the right, that wall is pretty evident.
okay,
It's not noticeable because it's gray and it's set back a little bit,
okay,
but if you had something really colorful on it like that, it
Yeah.
would really pop.
all right, okay.
So we can discuss that,
Yeah.
but I wanted Rachel to make an appearance, show you what happens, how the process works.
Okay, okay.
And we'll all put
Do
something
we have
together.
a ballpark of a cost?
Yeah.
No, she hasn't given me that yet. In fact, I'm not sure exactly how much money we have to spend on that. Is it $3,000? $5,000?
That, we had discussed $3,000, yeah, but then also I didn't, this would be the type of thing that if we went beyond that, and also that was, I thought, more earmarked for the bridge market, but that's taking a long time. I don't know if we also have more money in our budget, but I don't know that we want to spend all of it on a.
No.
No, it's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, of course not, yeah.
The other thing is, if we do this, we can always ask for more money from the council if we feel like that's something we want to do.
We have money. We have money, we've made money, and every year the council has given us money.
But they gave us 4,100 this year, and we still
All
have
right,
3.
and we had, yeah, but we had money last year and the year before. It's still there.
No, it's not.
Where'd it go?
No, you only, anyway, let's not just go, we're diverging here.
Yeah, we were saying when we spoke.
So, yeah, so we have about, anyway, we have, I think, about 7,200.
So we're gonna
I
split it between both of those murals, is that how, for the plan?
Well, I personally am not comfortable using all of our money on murals because we still have other things we might want to spend money on.
What would that be?
But we don't need that much money for other, you know, I was being extremely frugal for a long time. And I can go back to being frugal if this is what the committee decides they want to put their money towards. And also I know you've applied, we're going to talk later about ARPA funding.
Yeah, we're trying to get some grant money,
Yeah.
substantial amount, actually, if it comes through. So, but,
But Rachel, we'd also really like to get something started. We'd really like to get something started. And your ability to meet us here, do some quick sketches that, and is very impressive, and I really appreciate your time. And we'd love to support local artists.
Thank you.
And we'd love to get things, you know, moving.
Mhm.
Of course, all this preliminary, you're like here in the flesh, like I can do it, so all the other things need to fall into place. Do you buy all your own paints and
I
everything?
do, yeah, so that was from, when we originally talked, Bruce gave me like the idea of around 5,000 was the number that was from our original meeting, given the size of the wall.
Yeah.
And considering that, I
Yeah.
would do all the supplies.
Okay,
When I talked to Bruce, I said the only thing that would be kind of requested, not necessarily needed, I can work it out, but requested was just potentially having that wall prepped as far as just washed, not painted, but, you know,
Okay.
pressure washed or washed
Yeah.
by
Yep.
whoever.
okay,
But Bruce was saying maybe not pressure washing, depending on the integrity of the wall,
Yeah.
you don't
Uh-huh.
damage it.
but, yeah, maybe we could get Public Works to go over there
Yeah.
and use a low pressure
well, maybe
wash.
what about the owner of the building?
My impression with him is he doesn't want to do anything.
Mhm.
He wants to let us pretty much do everything.
Okay, well, never hurts to ask.
But I haven't had the conversation.
Right.
By
Okay,
the
All
same
right.
token, so.
all right,
Other than just to throw out here, my schedule does, I know you're asking about schedule. I have this kind of a window right now, and then I get quite busy again, towards the end of August.
okay,
So keeping that in mind, if we have like a couple week window between now and the end of August, that would definitely
okay,
Mhm.
preferred, to make that 2-week window happen.
okay,
So I don't drag it out much longer than that. you know.
okay, okay.
Now, can I keep this?
Sure.
Okay.
Does, Nancy or Sharon or Arlene, do you have any questions for Rachel?
No, I'm excited. Something's happening. This is good.
Yeah, and I like the more color, I think the better for that location.
Right.
Yeah, the color on that location would make it pop, I agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be exciting.
I can also change any of the colors in that image too. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, just,
Yeah, I think that the gray would tend to blend in with the gray on that wall.
yeah,
You know, something else that would be,
yeah, we can
yeah, okay,
pop in any color if we want to
okay.
look again, choosing colors and things like that. We'll do that.
Rachel, are you a RACHAEL or EL? EL. And Miller.
Miller, yeah.
I have friends who are both.
Yeah, there are, I think it's a good split.
Yeah. All right, well, that's delightful.
Thank you for coming down.
Yeah,
Rachel,
I'm
appreciate
sure,
your,
I'm sure.
has it, he has my phone number too, whatever.
Yeah.
I have your phone number,
Yeah.
no problem.
Awesome.
And I will be getting back to you shortly.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
guys.
yeah, but you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting. But
Okay,
we
sounds good.
appreciate you so much coming
Yeah, thank
out,
you.
coming in, and thank you for helping us with the Zoom.
Oh, of course, appreciate
I
it.
look forward to talking to you. All right, thank you so much. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Well, that's delightful. Okay,
We have a new member?
Shirley?
No,
Oh,
I'm
Jim.
just showing up.
Yeah.
I'm not on the board, so I
Yeah.
can show up.
Yeah, that's right. This
That's
is-
fine.
this
I
is
just haven't
Jim
met you. I'm
Stevens.
Jim Hammond.
This is Leanne Overy.
Did I meet you?
I think the first meeting I showed up.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
With
you're,
your home.
yeah, no, that's fine. Well, that's awesome. All right, was there anything else going on your, that we need to talk about?
No, it's just a lot of follow-up work. I had a sculpture already set for the big white plaza,
Uh-huh,
and it fell through. The guy just had to do too much work to make it whole again.
uh-huh,
And I told him I'd help him do it,
uh-huh.
which I didn't want to do. But
But you-
he finally allowed us how he didn't think he was able to do it, and I didn't want to do the whole thing myself, so I just,
Do you have a
Scratch.
spot there?
pardon me?
Do you have a spot?
Yeah.
that you're, okay,
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, that plaza, if I could get a bunch of sculptures in there, let's say 3, 4, 5 of them in there, that would really make that place like sing.
uh-huh, yeah. that's-
But, you know, they want to do it, but it's one of those things that we went through that process already with one of their walls, and then all of a sudden it fell apart.
Yeah,
And that's what
right.
happens with this stuff, I
Yeah.
find.
uh-huh,
You know, everybody is like excited about things, and then as soon as you start really doing something
yeah,
and presenting something,
Yeah.
then someone will say, well, I don't know, you know, and Joe didn't like that, or the wall doesn't belong to us, so we can't use it. Or why didn't you tell me that to begin with?
yeah.
Why can't we do it on town of Groton property?
Well, that is a possibility, and that's,
there is no point in going
there's one place that I already talked to Mark about, and that's at Quantic Plains Park, where they have that white building. It's kind of like used as a concession
Oh, yes,
stand
yes,
and
yes.
bathroom.
Yep,
That, as you're going up Route 1, and you're going by Gloucester on your right,
mm-hmm,
there's a big expanse on that side of the building, on the east side of the building, that would be just perfect for a mural, something really nice. So,
wait, the east side of what building?
east side of that building,
Oh, okay, all right,
it's the only building there.
yeah, right, is that, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
It's white right now.
Yeah.
It would present a pretty decent surface. Mark never got back to me on that. We
yeah, but I
talked
mean, you
about
know,
it.
what I'm realizing is sometimes if we have an actual proposition, that might work. Not just to say, what do you think about it, but we want to put this here, that might work better. You know,
Yeah.
because, anyway,
Well,
do you have an
No, it's certainly a
idea?
good idea.
I mean, so, yeah, so you're thinking town property, so we don't have to.
I'm a plant person. I love sculpture in the garden. And I think it should be on town property, not on private property where you run into all kinds of issues.
Well, the issue you're gonna run into is that you're like promoting one area versus another.
Well, we're trying to actually do something on the town property.
I think anything
The
that we
schools
do
where
should be on.
Where the town hall is, that's in play. It's under the auspices of the Parks and Rec Department, not us. I'm offered to help them, you know, pick people and that sort of thing. But they just have gotten nowhere on it, so I don't know what. the
Are we
status
talking
is.
murals?
Yeah.
Murals on,
On Fitch, the old Fitch building.
He had asked. that
right,
we
right,
would
right,
work-
Pitch Middle
He had
School.
asked if we would work with him.
Yeah, I
brought
told him,
that-
absolutely.
I brought that to
Be
the
happy to
group a
do
long
that.
time ago.
Okay,
And we started doing that, and then all of a sudden it stopped.
okay. Well, is that someplace like that, something like this could go?
Well,
On,
you know,
on brick, or is it really, you know, because I know certain things. Yes.
I'm interrupting her. What happened to our original location?
Our original location
going.
is still going. We're just,
we're waiting for Kevin Baccio to come through with something. I've talked to him,
For Bridge?
for bridge,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've talked to him a few times.
yeah,
And he just, I can't get him off the dime.
okay.
So hopefully,
Well, you know, I can speak with him too and say, we either need to get this going, or maybe that can go there. Maybe Rachel can do too. Or,
Well, it would seem like maybe we need to straighten out our money before we have people come in and they say 3, we say 3, and they want 5.
I know that's a bit embarrassing. Yeah, we
I
should
mean,
have it figured out.
You know,
well,
I'm not saying
no,
exactly.
I know, but we had originally budgeted 3 for the bridge market, so now we're going beyond that. We're going beyond that. So yeah, I don't know that we don't
I
have,
didn't know we were going beyond that. I
right,
know
we
that-
don't necessarily have 8, just saying.
Okay. Whatever we have, And you
Yep.
know, that's what I'll tell them we have, that's all.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll make the contracts, but I have to have those contracts.
Yes, I will just, I will send, John an email tomorrow and ask if that probably.
If he wants to talk about them, have him just give me a call or send me an email.
Okay,
They're very self-explanatory.
right. Well, he still had to run it by, I guess, you know, the Groton legal.
Who does it get run by, you know?
Attorney.
Yeah. the town
Which
attorney.
one now?
I
Not
don't know.
Cody.
I
hope.
don't know. I
No,
don't
Cody.
know.
The other guy, the gal that we have? Yeah, okay.
But if it is Cody, you can't question that either. I say the firm is taking care of the town. So.
So they're all members of the same firm?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay.
So I wrote down here in my notes, reach out to John about contracts. But I mean, I think Shirley has a valid point here though, just, you know, thinking about, we have a lot of town properties.
Well, we have to work with the people that are, that own the town property essentially, I mean, that take care of it. And we've done that, but it's kind of hit a brick wall at this point in time. Why, I don't know, they seem to be a bit reluctant to talk
Well-
about it. I can talk to Mark about it.
Well, I mean,
or
you
you
know,
can talk.
You know, if he has that site at the Paquonic Plains and we could do it, I mean, that's a much smaller site too, and it's right in Groton.
Yeah.
People
Leanne's
walk
right,
around
we
all
need
the
to
time.
find out how much money we have, because we have to pay these people to do these things.
Well, I thought we had already talked about that just recently at the last meeting, I thought.
If we,
So,
Well, the questions come up, that's all, so
okay, all right,
whatever it is, that's fine, I'll just tell them that, that's all.
yeah.
If we don't have any more than that, we don't have any more than that.
Well, but we can also ask, there are other things that we can, you know, we could go in front of the council, but I can also talk to Mark about it. Because I don't know if he has any money that he has set aside, or if he has a grant or something like that, because the problem I think he has is he has so many things to do that he'd much prefer that we have a proposal that he can look at, and then he can give an okay, or, you know.
You talking about Mark now?
Mark Berry, yes, he's got his hands so full. So I don't know that for sure, but I know that I've had good, I can ask him what he's doing about murals. When we originally talked, it was gonna be very separate, because the murals they wanna do had to do with Parks and Rec and inclusion
They
and
were
all this
big
kind of
deals
stuff.
too, I mean, those are big expanses, those
Yeah,
are $15,000-$20,000.
right. So I thought, okay, well, we're gonna go our separate ways then, because we're trying to work on the bridge market. We wanted to do
Yeah.
something that wasn't necessarily, it's really just about Groton, kind of this more idea about Groton, and what about Groton do we like, and what do we want? Our original guy, Jamie, was like, so you want people to come and look at it and get their pictures taken with it, you know, and I think that that's one of the ideas. So,
I just have a quick question. I wondered if any of the ARPA money had been set aside. I think that it was being applied for, and I'm not sure if it was the murals or not.
I did, I set up the application with Andrew.
yeah, and we're gonna talk
Right.
about that at the end of we're gonna talk about that under new business.
So that may just add to our funds. I mean, because that's
If
going to
we
come.
get it,
Right,
yeah.
if we get it, and I don't know what their time frame is,
I think it's
That would-
sounding very positive, actually.
that would be very, very, that would be extremely beneficial to our cause.
I don't know where Skip is, he was supposed to meet me here. at the
He
meeting.
he sent me a text that said he wasn't gonna make it.
Really?
Yeah,
Who, Andy?
all right, so, all right, well, so lots going on here. We need to talk about, we need to figure out money, and we need to figure out, and I can send out the money that we have, the exact amount that we have, and then, we can go from there. I can also look into how long it's gonna take to hear about different, ARPA applications, see if they have any idea when that's gonna, I don't know how many applications they got. I don't know. if
We
they're-
worked our tail off getting that stuff together. I did
Yeah.
one for beautification.
Right, we're
plan.
talking about that later. Wait, come
All
on.
right,
All right. The only thing, I very quickly, I want to talk about Adopt a Garden. We came up last time. We were just rather than constantly doing a little bit here, doing a little bit there, let's try to have individual people working on individual spots, well, together. I've got Sharon working at the top of Fort Hill with, and I like to do that too. And that both Aline and Sharon and my husband and I did a tremendous amount of work up there, and it looks so much better. Aline may have caused herself a disability because of it, but she has a municipal care now that happened shortly after her very intensive weeding. So I'm hoping, anyways, so I'm very sorry about that. And Sharon finished it up, and now we're just gonna put some plants in and get it remulched. Aline, did you have your hand up?
Yes, but it was for the mural. I was,
Okay,
I wanted to ask, Rachel mentioned July 24th to August 7th as a window. Are we, could we say yes or no to that time frame, and can we make it happen in that time frame?
In what time frame, Elaine?
July
July 24th to August 7th.
Well, first of all, if we do that there, we don't have the money for the bridge market, but we also don't have a mural proposition for the bridge market.
Not yet.
Not yet. So,
But what if we did the bridge?
well, we want to do the bridge. We just need a design.
He's just gotta come back to us with a final.
What about having this girl do the bridge?
That would be a possibility too, I would think.
I told him I'd help him. You
Uh-huh.
talking about Kevin now?
No, I'm talking about, could Rachel do one of these
Oh, could Rachel
on
do
the
it?
bridge? If
Um,
Kevin's unable to come
Yeah.
through.
I'm sure she could.
Yeah.
She'd need a little direction on what to put up there. That's a different kind of detail.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure, I think she could.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a very quick turnaround, which is wonderful, but we definitely, there's a few other pieces that have to come together because we have to get the A-OK for that, which you have talked with this guy many times. I'm sure he's probably enthusiastic about having it done, but that's more than we had budgeted. And then we would have to put the bridge market on the back burner.
Right.
Well, I don't want, the only reason I'm, a little partial to that is that our concept was to stay in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
We've gone out of it with a few other things, which is wonderful, but that was our primary goal, was to
Right.
make things happen down in the Fort Hill.
Yes.
area.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, so I guess my question would be is if Kevin can't come up with something within a reasonable amount of time, could we propose to her? I think that the Groton Explore More is more, well, I don't know, more kind of what I had in mind.
Well, here's the last conversation I had on July 5th. He said, after my query, should be able to finish sketch with add-ons this weekend, early next week. Sorry about not getting back right away. I'm juggling a lot. So I said, sure, we all are. Crazy time. Send it to me. Thanks. So
Okay, all right,
that's like the third time.
yeah. Well, he had a really pretty, he started with a really pretty picture of Left Point that he then added any color to. And I thought that was real pretty, the part that he sent to us, but he hadn't finished it. So, anyway. But yeah, that, you're right. Point taken. Point well taken. All right, you got money for me? Is that what we're gonna
I
do?
gotta get a drink.
Oh, okay, go get a drink.
Coughing.
All right. So Aline, you bring up a good point. I'm not sure what the answer is.
Yeah, we are so close to having a possibility that I don't want us to say, okay, because it's the 11th of July, if she's available in 14 days or
Right.
13 days.
Well, the other thing is, if we have, does it matter what if she did something on the bridge market, is that also a $5,000 piece of work, or, because Kevin said he would take 3.
That's why 3 stuck in my head, yeah, because of that conversation.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Um,
anyways, we have to iron this stuff out quickly.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with whatever we have, of course.
Yeah.
Tell them that's what we have. Do it for that
Uh-huh,
and see what happens.
yeah, okay. All right. All right, so,
But with the bridge market thing, Kevin's got to come back with a better drawing than he made for us. He's got to add
Yeah.
a couple things in there to make it
right,
whole and make
right.
it.
Well, he
Interesting.
unfortunately, I think I told you, he was under the impression he needed to have it done by the end of June. So he had done it only a partial, and then, and so that's why that happened. So, and I said, no, that changed. The whole budget thing kind of happened differently, so I hadn't let it know that, so that was my fault. Anyways,
Cindy,
adopted a garden.
sorry.
I'm sorry?
Cindy, I'm sorry, I have to leave, but I'll catch up with you, okay?
Okay, all right.
Thanks.
Good to see you, Nancy.
Thanks.
Finance.
Okay.
Bye.
So she left at 7:18. I just have to write that down for my minutes. Okay. So you are still working, so you can only do gardening things on the weekend, correct?
Or I can join the 3 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay. All right, because I've been working on the town hall annex. Aline's been working at Sutton Park, but that may be curtailed for a bit. And I wanted to get back to, Aline's also been going to Long Hill Road at the Avery Memorial, and I have not gone at all. So I'd like to get back doing that, and of course, I was hoping to meet Aline there, and she's probably not going to be able to do that. It's rough terrain.
I have somebody who will probably help you with it.
And over at the Avery Memorial,
Mhm.
yeah?
Yeah. I'll, look up her number tonight and give her a call.
Okay.
When did you want to try to do that?
I didn't have a specific date, sometime this month.
What are we doing there?
So it's just in the front, she's actually been picking up trash. I saw a huge branch that came down. I did spray a little bit of, last year, I sprayed some, poison ivy, which I got the approval from the inland wetlands. As long as I didn't spray it on anything except the poison ivy, which have,
That place is infested.
there's a lot of poison ivy, so I wasn't going into that. I was just doing it along one little area of fence where we had planted the azaleas, which I did see the native azaleas bloom, by the way, Elaine. The white ones did bloom.
Great.
So it's just kind of keeping it tidy and picked up. That's all we're doing right now. And I just want to also take a walk around, because last year they came in and cut back all the brush, and it looked so much better, which really allows the natives to come back. Otherwise, the invasives just take over. But then we got in trouble for that because I hadn't asked her for permission from inland wetlands. So, because you cannot, it's wetlands, you cannot disturb the soil, but I really don't think the soil was disturbed. They cut back all the stuff on top, which allowed the native plants to come back. So we did not do that this year. So it's probably very messy in there. So I'd be happy to go back in front of the Inland Wetlands Committee and ask for that to be just a little bit maintained. You don't have to dig up the soil or mess with the wetlands, I don't believe, to just keep it, so that the actual native plants have a chance against the invasives. That's what it seems like to me, that it looked actually a lot better. So I like to, so yeah, we're still looking at the town hall annex area. And my friend Kim Singer she and I have been going down once a week to Mystic, which you said you do Mystic, but we do it like Tuesday or Thursday morning while you're at work, like at 7 or 7:30. But once you retired, we're gonna grab you. You're already gonna have a whole bunch of stuff to do when you retire. But
That's fantastic. Are you working over at the library, helping them over there?
Not at the library. Trillium Garden Club does the library.
Trillium Garden?
Trillium
Yeah,
Garden Club
Trillium.
does the library. I've been working the senior center and
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant the senior
the
center.
senior center. Yeah. and then
Drive
Memorial Garden.
55, please.
That's right,
Yeah.
Drive 55.
Well,
The rock survived, it's right. Okay, because I had somebody to ask me a question, and I said, I thought it was you that was over there working, so I just check with you before I go, because I think maybe there's something over there that we could help you with. I noticed there's a corner that's in really bad shape. Needs a lot of weeding.
are you talking about the right corner where the car hit?
Well, kind of from there, if you go from there, then it comes out again, that area right in that corner.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
It's
You're
right,
facing the building.
Yeah.
There's the big window in the front.
Yep.
You turn the corner, that street side.
Yeah.
Yes, that's an area that needs a great deal of work. It's on my list, but I'm
Well-
trying to keep the front from becoming overwhelmed with crabgrass.
Yes. I understand you've done a great job down there. I have no problem with it at all. What I was gonna say that maybe we could all help sometime to clean that up. It's just, and maybe then Public Works would be embarrassed enough to finish the corner.
Public Works doesn't do that.
Yeah.
No, they fixed the corner of the building that needs to be done.
I would have thought that
It's
was.
not fixed.
I said, no, it needs to
No,
be fixed.
sorry.
Yeah.
We're having.
Yeah, I would have thought that would have been, insurance would have taken care of that, no?
Somebody,
I would guess that would be.
Yeah, because it's been that way for quite a while. All right, so eventually, I'm gonna grab you for one of these places where you and I can talk. Sharon's gonna be doing top of Fort Hill. Aline is a little bit out of commission, but we're not gonna let that happen for long. Is your hand still up, or do you want to talk again?
No, I was going to ask Leanne if she could consider watering the little planter by the signage at Southern Park once a week or something like this, if it doesn't rain. Because that's not something I can do anymore for a while.
Okay, the Sutton Park sign, it says Sutton Park's a new one that has right in front of the park that we had planted with plants
Yeah.
last year. So the ones in the front had died back, and Aline had planted annuals. So she's been going and watering, but since her poor knee has put her out of commission, she was wondering, she said that you have sometimes said, ask me to do something. So, but that would mean hauling some jugs of water over there and watering the annuals that are in front of the sign.
first time I go, I'll drive you down, and you could show me, so I'm sure to water the right place.
Or I can meet you there
You
too.
cannot miss it. There's only one sign in that park.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And it's in the front of the sign. There's a bunch. Do you water in the back too, Aline?
No, I usually don't. If I have a little bit of water left over, I do it, but
And how much water do you bring?
two jugs.
2 like milk jugs?
The jug that you gave me, the little
Oh, so the cat litter.
the
container.
little jugs.
Anywhere.
Not that I'm aware.
There's nothing at all in any of those buildings.
There's water in the building.
What building?
Yes, Sutton Park.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sutton
Sutton
Park.
Park.
Yeah,
I'm
Sutton
at the
Park
wrong
doesn't.
park.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
across the street. Yeah, Sutton Park doesn't have a bathroom or anything anymore. They're going to have.
They just have portable.
Yeah.
So we don't want that water.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Nancy, bulb sale, crumb. I needed to pick out a date for the bulb sale, but I guess we'll have to do that next time. Last year we had it on October 3rd, 2020 at the Groton Senior Center, now known as Drive 55. And we did it from 10 to 12. So we need to look at, I think we're probably looking at October again. But I forgot I needed to talk to her about that. I mean, I needed her to talk about it. But we'll have to do that next month.
Okay.
And then last one, new chair. So guys, I really would like to have a new chair or a co-chair for this committee. And with the possibility of not necessarily meeting year round, or maybe having subcommittees that didn't meet year round, but others that did not meet year round. Because I cannot do this year round. I am not from here, and I need to be in California at some point. And I need to be able to have that freedom.
You want everything.
I do. Me, it's all about me. So,
Of course,
I'm-
I can understand.
yeah, and you've been great, because you go to Florida.
Yeah.
And you still Zoom all the time, but I don't want to be in charge of running a meeting and taking minutes and doing an agenda. I just want to, but then again, maybe that would be okay to not meet in the winter months. We did a lot of talking in the winter months.
Yeah, I think that we have to put some of these projects in gear, and then we would have a really a lot better idea about how they need to be managed.
Mm-hmm,
Right now, we're in the throes of all of this stuff, you know,
right,
and I can't imagine, it's just difficult to keep all those balls in the air.
Yeah.
I've got a little piece of it, and I can't tell you how much time I spend on this thing.
I know, and that's why I gave it to
It's
you.
unbelievable.
I said I need Bruce.
It's a good thing I'm retired.
Yeah. Imagine once we actually get something, I don't know if it's, the pre-work is harder or actually once
It's
paint.
the pre-work. I
Yeah.
really do feel that way, yeah. It's getting all of the stuff set so that once it gets set, you can just go with it.
Yeah.
And then manage it.
Yeah.
Kind of. you know.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Because I know how it works down in Florida and the
Yeah.
land. That's how they do it.
yeah. For just that initial thing. I
Mm-hmm.
did reach out to, remember last month, we had talked, there was an article about a mural that was done in, I think it was East Lyme or Old Lyme. And that they had mentioned that they were going to do one in Groton. And I reached out to that journalist, and of course, had the wrong email. So I just resent it again. So I'm hoping that that journalist will say, because the question was, where are they starting in, where and who are starting in Groton? You're plenty.
I
So
just saw something about that in the paper today. Wasn't it?
Today? I didn't
Did
read
you
the
see
paper
something
today.
on that?
I didn't read the paper today. Yeah.
I was just looking at it before I left. It was on my table. I'm not sure what paper it was. Yeah,
Okay,
I did though.
well, I'll go back and definitely read my.
The
paper
only
today.
thing they were in the process of drawing it out on a wall.
Uh-huh,
The only thing that was strictly devoted to like Black Lives Matter kind of thing, where they had personages from out of the old Lyme history.
Yep.
You know, doctors and so forth,
Yep.
firsts, that
Uh-huh.
kind of thing. And I think we want something a bit more inclusive.
well, exactly, but I thought it would be nice to know where and when this is happening. That was the information I was getting, not to grab their artists or anything,
Yeah.
but just where and when.
Well, I'll
and how-
look at it when I get home.
Okay.
I wish I had paid more attention to it.
Yeah.
I do recall. Take a look.
Okay. So nobody's jumping, well, I guess we have to talk about the whole, if we're changing anybody on the committee too.
How about Andrew?
And,
You only have Mondays. That's it. I think the rest of the.
I mean, we could always change days around, stuff like that.
we're
No,
probably,
accommodate him.
Monday is the day he gets off, so.
Oh, because he's certainly a workaholic.
mhm,
You know, he and I put a couple of things together last week that I couldn't have done by myself.
mhm,
So that would be my suggestion.
okay. All right. All right, you ready to talk about the new business put in cup? I sent everybody out a picture that my daughter had taken in Westerly about the put in cup, which is actually the name of the company, which you kind of do art on chain link fence. Have you seen this? You've seen it?
I've never seen any art done with those things. I've never seen a picture of that.
Oh, you just.
I saw the signs that they
Uh-huh.
made kind of, which looked kind of cool. But it's like putting like Legos together or something like that to make some kind of a rough design.
Ish. Well,
Yeah.
they give you a template that you follow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
So you get a certain number of colors and you have to definitely follow the template.
I've not ever done one,
Mm.
but I thought that for down there, we could first paint the fence, because it needs to be painted. And I thought if we painted it a silver,
Which fence are we talking about, Leanne?
down at the community center, to the left of the building,
Left of the town hall.
Okay,
there's a field,
right, right.
and there's a fence that goes along.
Oh,
there.
okay, I know what you mean.
It's in- It's not in bad shape, it just needs paint.
Mhm.
And so I thought that if we painted it, and then if we worked with, this company will help us design it. But all it's gonna say is Groton Community Center. We can certainly add things, but my thought is, we have nothing that says Groton Community Center. And
Mhm.
these are kind of fun to do. It's something that kind of goes along with a community center. These cups are specially designed so that you can't pull them out, you know, which is what the kids will want to do. You do a little work on the back of it so it can't easily come out. And you just use it to create your letters. Or you could probably create something else. All I've ever seen is the letters.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
if we got really creative, we could probably do a submarine.
Well, they've got
We
butterflies.
definitely need
they've
more
got-
submarines.
They've got, yeah, right, they've got, sun. You go in, if you know, I don't know if it's putincups.com, but if you put in pudding cups, you go search it. I was surprised that they had some pretty, attractive designs. Now it is plastic though, so it's a little bit, somebody wondered if we could use plastic since we have a plastic ordinance in town now. Is that? I think
You
that's-
got me.
Well, I don't think it's like it's something that,
That's for like eating, isn't it?
it's, the plastic that we're trying to not use now is ones that are up to throw away,
Uh-huh.
and they don't,
Single use?
yeah, so they don't, break down the way they should.
Right.
So I don't think that there would be any objection to this, but, I'm not even quite sure who we talked to except for Mark, and when I kind of talked to him, just, you know, like, hey, what do you think? There wasn't any, objection to it. But I didn't go any further because I wanted to see if it was something that the group wanted to do or not do, and, you know,
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Would you be getting the kids involved?
I think fun.
Would you have the kids get involved in putting it, or are we doing it?
Right now, it would be, we would be doing it.
Yeah, I
Now,
think we're better off.
if I could get a few older kids,
Yeah.
because I don't think it would be something the young kids could do too well. Actually, I thought too about maybe calling the ombudsman at the base, because the wives over there do it quite often, so there might be somebody over there that's pretty familiar with working with them. Because every time there's a ship coming in, they put the name up on the fence at the base.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Well, I think it's a good idea to put community center because it's in such an area that I didn't even know there was.
yeah.
And I live here.
No, nobody does.
None of the buildings are well marked.
Well,
Nobody knows where they
it's
are.
marked when you get there
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they put a sign out,
Yeah,
Groton Community Center.
Yeah.
Entrance.
right,
Right.
right,
But other than that,
Yeah. right.
So I thought it'd be kind of fun to do. We could, you know, put it up for a while. So, you know, I could pursue it. I could see what approximately the cost might be.
Mhm.
I don't think it's something that's gonna be cost prohibitive. It's probably just the people to do it that would be, you know, we'd have to gather up, but I think I could probably,
sounds like it'd be fun.
yeah. We could have a cookout afterwards or something.
Well, I mean, I don't see any reason to not, at least like when I reached out to the Put in Cups place, I sent them a message. Because I was like, wait, this is gonna be at the level where people are just gonna be walking by. And I'm like, are those kids just gonna push them right through? And I specifically asked her. She said that certainly that can happen. It's not easy, but there actually is a procedure to scrunch them together. to keep, so it keeps it from happening. Aline, did you have something to add?
Right, because we are talking about painting the fence first. So who is going to do that part?
Well, when we get this organized enough that I feel comfortable to go and, get permission to paint it. It would be nice if when we were doing all this, if we could start some ivies at the bottom of it.
Mhm.
No, just say no to ivy. Sorry. No. The plant people say no ivy.
All right, what would you use for a cover?
Ah,
Everything I read said that you want to use a natural, something that grows naturally to cover a fence.
Yeah.
So when this comes down, we still got the fence. And
Yeah.
the fence is not that attractive.
correct.
Chain link fence is not attractive ever, in my opinion. It's commercial.
Yeah.
It's not I don't think chain link's a beautiful fence.
Yeah.
It's
No, it is.
functional.
Yeah.
And it's commercial looking. Beyond that,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
your objective?
Well, color makes a big difference. I was thinking, I had thought about the silver because it would stand out. I had once had a very large backyard done with green fencing, you couldn't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
Green just blends in with
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
So we could do it with green instead, and it would probably be much more attractive when the cups are on. But what's wrong with ivy?
They're very invasive. I don't know that it's gonna grow up a chain link fence. What?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
it pretty much grow up anything.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
You want the fence to have something green on it? Is that your
Yeah.
objective?
Maybe
Yeah.
green.
Well, I could do that, that's not a problem, but this is a temporary thing, it's not gonna stay.
I think it's a good idea.
So, I thought that if we put something in that was gonna grow up, and as this goes, it would still look attractive. Not that it's gonna look attractive with these, but at least it'll be different.
It'd be noticeable.
And that fence is heavily rusted, so are we gonna,
Prep it.
it's prep it, but who do we jump through hoops with Public Works to decide what, because an EV, you can't repaint it without, you gotta worry about, okay, go back to the history to see what it was painted by to make sure that,
Hazmat.
How about just putting those things on the plain fence?
That fence looks good.
yeah, but the fence is,
Well, I mean, when we were talking about trying to get the Groton Utilities to paint a chunk of their fence, they didn't think that was a big deal. Now, this is Groton Utilities. It doesn't, I don't know. I mean,
I'm just bringing up the question, 'cause
Yeah.
in New London, when Pfizer first built
uh-huh,
the EV building
Yeah.
now, a group got ticked off with the railroad bridge not being painted well.
uh-huh,
So on Friday night, somebody took a old school bus with paintbrushes,
uh-huh.
and I could just hear the engineers, the Amtrak having a fit saying,
Yeah.
yeah, we could have done that, but
But
we
they wouldn't,
know what's underneath it,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
We
you gotta
have
be
to-
careful.
we have to be careful, so.
okay. Well, I mean, certainly,
well,
we
school
can,
kids have been there for years.
Yeah,
with
well,
that fence, so we probably don't
Yeah.
have too much of a problem, but I can look into that.
yeah, so I guess she would like something growing up there, but we,
Well,
they don't even maintain
that's
the fence line at this point. And it has to be,
Well, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
Something to,
okay, all right, yes, I wrote that down. Plant for fence, question mark.
Okay.
Okay.
so what kind of budget are we talking about for this type of project?
I can have that for our next meeting,
Okay.
because I didn't do any more than get general information. Actually, Cindy has been very good at getting more than I have. I just had the idea. So now what I'll do is try to figure out with them what we would need and what the cost
Yeah.
would be.
It's really easy to work with. They're really easy to work with fruit. And any colors, and I would suggest anybody who is, I was like, I knew about the signs, but if you go on their website, they have other things that are attractive. I'm a little hesitant about the plastic, but, we have to, like, how do you dispose of the plastic once, and how long does it last? Or can you take it up and put it down? I
Is it
mean,
recyclable?
yeah, is it recyclable? Although most plastic, even though it's supposed to be recyclable, is not recycled, so that is a problem. But anyway, maybe it gets moved about. You know, you could probably put it in almost any fence. Maybe you know, I don't know. But you know, these are questions that we're going to explore. Okay. Okay. Before we all die of hunger, let's go on to ARPA grant proposals submitted. And I'm hoping, Andrew's not here, and I'm assuming he submitted the ARPA ones electronically. How many, 3?
Well,
Or did
I
you
worked
do,
on 2 of them with it,
right?
the art one and the
He
Heat
would,
Woods
yeah. And then,
proposal for the town
but
hall.
did you submit it through your computer, or did he
He
submit
did.
it? Okay,
He
all
did.
right.
He did get them in. I know he got them
Yeah,
all in.
yeah. So I guess what I'd like is I'll send him an email, please. I thought everybody should see the grant proposals, but I didn't want anybody to have to print them out. So I was hoping he can electronically send them. I wonder if Kevin can do that, who they were submitted to the committee members.
That's who got them.
Right, I know. I just
Okay.
don't know how, sometimes it sounded to me like sometimes Andrew's access to computer is not 100%. I don't know if that's sure or not. I'm not sure, but I can ask him. And then I have one, Shirley and I worked on a proposal, and I printed it out for her, and I will send it to you guys. So you see, ours is called The Wedding Garden, and that was our proposal.
What's
So
that?
the wedding, we were proposing to do a garden at the town hall in the back, the pergola on a 10 by 10 cement area for people. We heard from people who work at the town hall saying they specifically have people who are getting married there. Most of them are in the military, and there's no place for them to get married.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because I'm a justice of the peace.
Are you?
And when I get calls from people
Uh-huh.
to get married,
Uh-huh.
I bring them down to Yukon,
Okay,
and
great.
they've got like a kind of a thing at the very end that overlooks the water.
Yeah,
And it's like a platform.
uh-huh,
It's beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Just love it.
uh-huh,
There's several places. You can go over by the lighthouse there,
uh-huh,
but that's what I suggest they do.
yeah.
And they
Yeah.
do.
Okay,
Yeah, it works out
So
pretty
there's
well.
another little place that's nice on Shore Avenue that I use, and I also use Washington Park.
Yeah.
Any place where you can get something that looks nice behind them.
Mhm.
exactly. Well, that's what they're saying is it's happening. They're getting married at the town hall, and there's no good place to go.
I didn't realize many people actually got married at the town hall.
Yes, that's what I was told.
So
by-
that would be
by
a
3
great
different
idea,
people.
yeah.
And it wasn't, anyways, and I mentioned it to Shirley, and she immediately had it sketched out, because she had the idea of having it be a wedding garden and white themes. So,
It was your idea?
Hmm?
It was your idea? That's terrific.
Somebody dropped it in her
Yeah.
ear.
Oh, okay.
right,
She talked to me
I
and
meant-
I drew up a plan.
she drew up a plan,
Ah.
and then we were looking at it where it was where we were thinking about having it was quite warm, and I thought,
They
when I was-
wanted it in the front of the building, and we stood there, and the noise was so horrible from
Yeah.
the traffic, we said, this would never
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
work.
figured that, yeah.
So
That's
in the
great.
back, it's quiet,
Yeah,
and there's
parking,
space,
yeah,
there's parking,
Yeah.
and, anyway.
yeah, so we, oh, and then there's a pergola, so I started looking at arbors,
mhm.
and the
Oh,
pergola,
you got you got quite a bit there.
There's a bench.
a bench,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a pergola.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, and it's got a lifetime warranty, made out of fiberglass. Anyway,
Yep,
so
yep,
that was,
yep.
but I'll send,
Excellent.
so if you guys see that, that was what Shirley and I worked on together. And I thought it would be so nice to have, if the one that Pete Woods, I haven't seen that yet, I'm dying to see it, but,
Is he talking about the front of the building?
The side that fronts on the parking lot, yeah.
yeah, where
Where
the,
the
where the
unit
back stump is.
Yeah, it's kind of the front of the building, not the side that faces the road.
Right, the parking lot.
Yeah, yeah, because you need.
But
more-
you're not talking about the area we're talking about, we're not conflicting, are we?
No,
No, this is strictly that.
That ugly
small one.
planter that's full of U's. You've worked on either side of it, but it's got the U's and that dead stump. Okay, yeah.
And he went through the whole thing with me. We went over there. He told me he was gonna do this, that, and this, and he just really lost me, to be honest with you. So I said, well, just,
You're talking to the artist here.
he's tossing around all of these flowers and shrubs. I have no idea what he's talking about. So put it down on a piece of paper. And I forgot what the number was, but it was just, like $25,000 or something like that.
Yep.
And I submitted our plan for like $60,000.
Yep.
Or
For 3 years, though, wasn't it?
3 years, 20,000
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? You
See what
can't,
happens.
you gotta submit it to get.
I almost hope it doesn't happen because then I really have to go to work.
You would, sorry. Maybe bring somebody back with you from the land. In the hot summer, they're like, oh, come on, you don't want to be in Florida, right? Come back to Connecticut, it's a little cooler.
95 degrees down there in Orlando today.
And more humid than it is here. Anyway, so I'll ask Andrew to send those out if you guys see something that says ARPA on it, and then I'm going to send mine and Shirley, and I'll send it. It'll be coming from me though, because from my computer. So I will send that to everyone if you want to take a peek at it. 18 pages, so, but that most of that is the application itself. You had to go through and fill stuff out.
We have a lot of justice of the peace in Groton.
Someone what?
We have a lot of people that have the ability to be.
I think Nancy's one also.
Probably, but there's quite a list. But what I was thinking is when you go forward with it, we might be able to get them to do a GoFundMe for the money for the pergola or whatever you call it.
Pergola.
Pergola.
Yeah.
Well, I did say that if we don't get the money, we're gonna have to look for other sources,
Mhm.
but let's not go there yet.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, all right. Anybody else have any other new business, unfinished business, announcements?
I don't think so.
All right.
My notes,
I made a little, I have a little statement that I wanted to read. Something just came up and I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page. So I just wanted to let everybody know that over the last 1.5+ years, as the beautification committee chair, I think the best aspect of this position, my position, other than working with all the fine committee members, of course, has been developing working relationships with town staff. It is my belief that this committee cannot make robust progress without working closely with the town of Groton. I expect everyone working on behalf of the beautification committee to be courteous, respectful, and thankful for the work that these employees perform. Keep this in mind as we move forward in our commitment to beautifying Groton.
Absolutely. I can't say enough about those public works guys and putting that sculpture together over there by Block 55.
Yeah.
Pouring a
I
concrete
like
pad.
that.
Yeah.
I like sculpture in the garden.
Yeah.
It's made to be outside, it doesn't need maintenance,
Yeah.
and it's
it's a lot.
wonderful.
Yeah, at the lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think we really need to be thankful. We have a really, really excellent public works, and it really rankles me if I ever hear anyone kind of disparage
Yeah.
these guys worked really hard. Everybody I've worked with in the highway department and the public works and Parks and Rec have been phenomenal and bent over backwards. So
Comes budget
keep it that
time,
way.
you can come in and speak in their favor.
I could.
Well, the committee.
Anyway, all right. Anybody need any information on?
I have one question that keeps coming up to me all the time, and I don't know how to answer it. The money that we get from the NIPS thing,
Mm-hmm,
our half of it,
mm-hmm.
what do we spend that on? Is that ours to spend?
We need to consult with Rachel about that because it has to be very specific. She was talking about maybe doing sculpture. Like I heard somebody say, could you do a sculpture out of trash?
Yeah.
Like it really has to be cleanup and trash oriented. It's off the highway.
But that's all we have to do is come up with something that is oriented along that. You just
I
can't.
understand that Rachel already has. I don't know, I just heard bits and pieces, but I heard that she was working with Joe
Yep, to make a sculpture, fish
Yeah.
sculpture, yeah. Because she had quite a while ago, she sent out a fish sculpture. And it,
Yeah, I remember the fish.
to encourage people to put their trash in there. So that was one of the ideas. So, and I know Joe Delacruz said he could potentially, his company.
But that has nothing to do with cleaning up the environment, except sort of, you know.
It's awareness,
tangentially, let's say.
awareness, it's
But I mean,
awareness too.
any
It's
idea
always
that
awareness.
fits in that purview is okay?
But it's open. It looks like a fish.
Oh, yeah, no, I've
It's open
seen
at
it.
the top, and you can
Yeah.
put your garbage
We
in
we
there.
could make those up out of fiberglass. I don't know why they were thinking of making them out of metal.
Well, you should have
That's easy.
you should have that, but you could have that discussion with Rachel, because, yeah, it's all environmentally, like, get the trash out of the landscape, that
Okay.
kind of thing.
So we have the money available.
Could I suggest that we maybe ask for a meeting, and you could take, whomever you'd like to take with you, with the finance director, and sit down and go over the monies?
I feel very comfortable with money. I know exactly what we have.
Well, then
But-
I think you need to put out a budget. I think you need to put it out and share it with the rest of us, because I have questions about it myself.
Okay.
So, if it's gone into the general fund, you still have the ability to use it. And I think that's where the monies go, if the committee doesn't use it at the end of the year.
Right.
And, to me, there's a lot of questions. Now, you worked out the budget on the RTM, I worked on it at the council. And, all these monies have to be accounted for.
But they've been totally accounted for. It's totally accounted for, and we went over it at the last meeting.
I was at the last meeting.
Well, I had all my notes had the amount of money and what was each, I have, of course, I don't have those notes with me. But yeah,
Well, I'm happy that you're comfortable with it, and I was
But
on Zoom, so.
yeah,
I
so
don't
I'm
think-
totally happy to discuss it with you. Absolutely, but I know exactly where everything is.
Okay, but I think the whole committee has to feel comfortable with it. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't feel comfortable.
No, I need to know what I can pay an artist.
You
So-
guys are not listening to me when I'm talking at the meeting. We went over this last time. Anyway, all right. That,
Right, I'll go back to the minutes. I read the minutes, I didn't see anything. Was it there?
I don't think
Just tell us again.
Okay.
We're-
All right.
We're dense like that.
all right, well, but,
It's
I don't-
okay, whatever it is, it's
No,
okay.
it's not you, it's me. I'm very sensitive to what happens to monies in this town.
right,
And at the RTM meeting, even this year, as much as I really, really like John, our manager, I consider him my friend, but there were some things going into the general fund. I don't like anything going to the general fund, because when it goes into the general fund, it's
Go
gone.
on.
right.
And so I'm never comfortable with that. And I think that's where our money's gone, so I need to know that that's not the case. Because I know what we allocated when I was on the council for the
Right.
beautification committee.
Right, $3,000 went back to the town, 3,000 went back to the town. That was unspent because we didn't get them.
But can we get it back? Can we spend it?
But we've had a lot more than $3,000. First year was 15,000.
I never had 50,000. I asked, the very first time I asked was for I got 9,000. That was the first time I ever got money.
First, when we created it, I'll have to. You put together whatever you have. I will go back, but when we created that committee, there was money that
Well,
was there.
I
No,
distinctly,
not the first year. You're right, because Rachel said we weren't gonna ask the town.
Correct.
committee,
right,
But the town has given us money.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got $9,000.
that's the only money I'm aware of,
Well-
was the 9,000 I asked for in 2021. That's the only money I know.
Well, it was money before that.
Well, I'm not unaware of that.
Does it go back in the general fund so you don't get it? Is that what happened?
I think so.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what happened.
Ever been to New Hampshire?
All right, so
I
before,
can
now
tell
it's, yes,
why you-
why don't we conclude this
Yeah.
meeting so that we, 7:56.
Okay,
Anybody, like to make a motion to adjourn?
so moved.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Aline, okay, okay. All right. All right, so the next, our next meeting is August 8th at 6:30, once again at the annex. We were supposed to be in the other room, but there was another meeting there, so I think this room is fine, whatever. If that works, okay? We'll continue to do it hybrid so that people can come.
That's a Monday, right?
That's a Monday,
Okay.
Monday, August 8th.
6:30 works pretty good, by the way, Elaine.
All right,
It's a good
Yeah.
change.
thank you, Aline.
Yeah.
Aline, I hope Aline did mess up her knee, so,
Yeah.
anyway, but we are adjourned. And I'll look forward to talking to everybody
What
soon.
should I tell this gal we have there?
Well, we gotta figure, is she gonna do something for 3,000 is what it really
Nothing
comes down to.
Is that right?
ready
Three
to
grand?
talk to it. Have you been to Par 4? It's done.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. I love it.
I hope Tabitha can get there,
Love it.
you know, I hope Tabitha can
It-